small gap between storm clouds. Try to get in a ride. I started over by Rustlers at that trailhead, so I'm heading east to west. I'm going to do an out and then back. You get a nice mix of hard packed dirt, sand, flat out just giant rock slabs, little rocky chunky sections. So that's kind of nice. They've reworked it a lot, so it's safer, easier, smoother, but you still gotta pay attention. You are relatively close to the edge there. Go through the S-turns there, and then you get this little roll down. Ooh, made it. The big boulders there didn't used to be there, so it was just open on the ledge, so it was a little more intimidating. I'm just on the cross-country bike, not a ton of suspension, and it's very rideable. And I don't have any trouble fitting between the big boulders there. When you get to the top of these two techie up bits, it's basically just single track. Over the years, they've smoothed this out a lot. For the initial incline, there's 3 little rock bits to go up. You get a little reprieve, and then you curve to the right. Ton of options in here, depending on your skill set. This whole rocky thing leads to the same spot. You come in here, you have a lot of options. On the far right, you got the elevated skinny ledge. Over here, you got, in the middle, 2 rock slab choices that have this one has a bigger gap and then a bit of a jump. This one kind of rolls a little bit more, so you could go straight through and roll down. And then further to the left, you have the smoother, polished descent. So you have a lot of options here. You can play around. Here's the first one afterwards with some rocks. But if you pick your line, nice and smooth, you go right into the next one. You got options to the left, you got options to the right. You can jump off, you can roll it. All sorts of fun stuff there. Our third little whoopty dip is pretty smooth. They have little rock ledges set up there for you. Coming around there, you got some exposure. Watch your pedals. You don't want to clip and fall to the left. Little down spout. When it rains and snows, it gets pretty mushy right there. Little funnels in the liquids. Scrape my pedal. Looks like pedal strikes are pretty common right there. Alright, after that right turn and the little rock ledge, you get a fun little down. Don't get crazy. Watch your pedals, it still would hurt if you went over on the left. Have some momentum going, you could pedal right through it. And there's a very short pedal with a punchy little up here. Finish it off. This big wide opening is kind of the intersection of Mary's and Steve's. chatting with some fellas that were in from Michigan and Chicago riding. Hopefully they make it back to their vehicle before the storm hits. Just heard a slight thunder rumble, but nothing crazy. According to the radar, I have a half an hour to get back, so time to ride. All right, I just did a U-turn basically, and I'm going right back on Mary's the same way I came. So the stuff I went up, I get to go down, and vice versa. Whee! This is a two-way, so you gotta keep on your side. I usually try to slow it down when I'm recording, so it's clearer, you can see more of the scenery. Not today, gots to pedal. Going this way. Section. Clear. These hard-packed parts are very smooth. They're hard-packed like concrete. I can see pretty good in the distance here. Nobody's coming. This inside line's a lot smoother. I'm gonna take it for a little bit and then get back on my side. Still clear in front of me, so we're good. But behind me, something wicked this way comes. There's a mix of solid, flat, really fixed in rock and loosey-goosey rock in this area. Some of the loosey-goosey is just small, gravel size, but there's a few doozies. All right, this final descent of Mary's is all down. That trudge you pedaled up in the beginning, you get to enjoy the descent of it. Just pick good lines and watch for anybody coming up. Uphill has the right of way. And there is a section down here where the rock changes to dirt. And there's kind of a dip. So we left a poo bag. So this is kind of rocky, chunky, but layered. And then right here there's that dip. And if you hit it wrong, it doesn't feel good. dirt line on this, you're fine. If you get off of that, it is loose and chunky. All right, and that's Mary's. It's good timing. I got back to the truck just as some big fat drops are starting to fall. Turn on the radio and it's a fitting song, some CCR. Have you ever? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? Why yes. Why yes. Yes I have. I know.